Hello and welcome. Welcome to my home and welcome to my sacred space that I prepared for us today. I'm Olivia and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia, and I'm here to do your daily pick tarot reading. Can't do it without coffee, guys. Okay, I could, but I tell you what, it's so much better with coffee. We're going to shuffle our thought of the day from the Healing the Mind and Spirit cards. And if you've never done a daily pick a card, I will guide you through it. It's easy enough. In fact, all you have to do is pick a card, and then it's passive from there on out. So I have card toppers on each card so that it will be easy for you to distinguish one card from the other. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, but we're not going to call you that. We're going to call you by your rock. So we have our crystal. This is fluorite. And here's an up close look at the fluorite. And then we have labradorite. Or I'm not sure. It could be laboradite. I think it's labradorite. I think that's how I've heard it pronounced. And you can see how many colors it has as it moves in the light. Sometimes it just looks like a gray rock. And then as you move it in the light, it can show a lot of its colors. And then we have the rose selenite. Very intricate design. And we have our golden tipped maple leaf. So while I'm shuffling, you can go ahead and take a look at those, see if any of those resonate with you. That will be your card of the day. I'm going to go ahead and cut this deck, and we will draw from the bottom for our thought of the day. Everybody gets the same thought of the day. Everybody gets their own card of the day. So drawing from the bottom, you're lovable. You're lovable. Let's see what the other side says. If earlier in your life others could not express their love to you, it was because they were blocked, not because of a defect in you. You're lovable. You're completely and totally lovable. So lovable. I love you. I do. I really do. So that card's a really great card for today. So we're already moving on. I am going to have another sip of coffee before we go ahead and see what's under the fluorite. Oh, this is a loaded card. Okay. So this is the Six of Pentacles, and as you can see, it looks as though there's someone giving someone else money. There are people on their knees. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this card. But as the card of the day, it doesn't have meaning outside of itself. In other words, the only card we attach it to is I am lovable. We're not going to attach it to the other cards as we would for a private and personal reading. This card tells us, or tells you in particular who picked this card, that the value of what is one's own is greatest when as many as possible benefit. Now, what does that mean? We're talking about charity and sharing, but we're not just talking about money. We're talking about talents. So if you have a talent, you've heard the Bible scripture, let your light so shine. Don't hide it under a bushel, but let your light so shine before men. Remember? So talents instead of money, talents. Let's think of it that way. In fact, I don't care if you are a multimillionaire. We're not going to talk about money today. We're going to talk about charity. And we're not going to talk about charity in the form of giving money or things. We're talking about charity in the form of giving of one's talent. So in other words, what do you have that you can give that others will benefit from? Something that isn't money. I just kind of want you to think of that today and remember how lovable you are. Remember that. Now, if you can't think of anything and you're like, oh man, I don't have a talent, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to say, but well, you better find one. Um, I know that you have a talent. I know that you have hidden talents, maybe hidden from yourself. So if it would be easier to think of it as a charity card as far as money is concerned, that's okay too. And what I will say is that charity, if is not, well, back in the 80s, we had all these television shows like angel shows. And the angels were constantly, helping people to behave better and that kind of stuff. And charity was something that some old coot was always not wanting to accept because he wanted to make his own. He didn't accept charity, he didn't accept handouts. Well, charity is not a handout. Charity is anything but a handout. And that was a big misnomer, a big mistake that these old coots were making about charity. Charity is about love. Charity is love. I am lovable. Maybe what the talent that you have to give to the world is your love. I mean, that is pure and simple what charity is. When you give to charity, you're actually giving love. And that's why it's okay to accept, or that's one of the reasons it's okay to accept charity, because it is the pure love of God. All right, let's look at our heart, our gray heart that turns into a gorgeous iridescent heart. Let's see what you have under your card today. And you have, and there are no upside down cards today. You have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a right side up. The King of Swords is a decision maker. I want to make sure I say it right. I've been mispronouncing my words, tripping over my words. Okay, so as far as your card of the day, so as the king, he has compromising. He doesn't compromise. He's uncompromising. He's wise. He's older. I feel like I had a particular message on this card for your card of the day, and what I would say is basically, as the King of Swords, you have a lot of responsibilities, and one of your main responsibilities is seeing both sides or all sides of a subject. Today is not your day to have an opinion about what side to be on. Today is your day to help people see one another's side and create harmony rather than distrust or fear. So, as the King of Swords today, you're more of a person that is helping others helping people see one another's side in a situation. And remember how lovable you are. You are so lovable. You're so lovable. Everybody wants to give you a kissy and a hug when they see you, and they're so excited, and it's been really difficult during COVID, but you are loved. So much so. And if you're not feeling it, give it. Let's see what we have under the rose selenite. And your card of the day is Judgment. I sometimes call this a karma card. However, let's look at it up closely. Okay, so right now, see, all these people are rising. It's very biblical. It looks like Judgment Day. Specifically, it looks like people being called forward from their graves by the angel Gabriel, blowing his horn. Now, that's the story. That's the story of the card. Let's talk about what this card means for you today. For you today, it's time for you to make a decision. It's about relationships with others, probably with someone in particular. Don't forget how lovable you are. And when you are lovable, that means you are deserving of love as well as just being that lovable person. So it's time to draw the line. Either decide to reconcile or take the consequences and depart. Should I stay or should I go? That's what you're asking yourself today with this Judgment card. Is it time to make up with your friend that you're fighting with, or is it time to let them go altogether? That's a decision that you can make today. Let's see what we have under the golden leaf. The Two of Cups. It looks rather beautiful, doesn't it? And there is a lot going on in this card. Guys, where I am, the allergies are bad and getting ready to get worse. So just bear with me and all my sniffles. If you don't like ASMR sniffling, well, I'll try to make other ASMR sounds. If you don't know what ASMR is, you can look in the description of this video or you can look it up online. It is basically sounds. Well, it's more than that. Let's move on to what your card means. Dealing with emotions successfully again and again. Okay, so yeah, you're good at this, or you've done it before. You deal with your emotions. If you're Miley Cyrus, the way you deal with your emotions, I just saw her on an interview recently. She chooses happiness over grief. Okay. So obviously she's not in therapy and she doesn't talk about her feelings in therapy because her therapist would tell her, oh, no. You can't just stuff that down and choose. Okay. I mean, you can. But that grief is still there and it will come back, and it's not a good idea to store it in your body. It will find its way in your body anyway, and it's our job to feel it, to reconcile with it, to fight with it, to get to know it before we let it go. And we have to do this. I'm not just talking about grief. I'm talking about all kinds of feelings. We have to do this time and again each day. And today, you have this card, so you might be dealing with some grief or some grief. I'm dealing with grief right now. So I keep saying it, but there are lots of other emotions, even happiness, that it is for you to feel and deal with today. Feel and think about and work over. This is a day of working with your feelings. And remember how lovable you are. You're so lovable. You're so lovable. Everybody just wants to kiss you and hug you. If you're not feeling that love today, start giving that love to someone. Be that person. If you want to be loved, love. Show it. You got to show it. It's so hard for us, for many of us, to show it, to say it, to feel it, to send it. So here we are. We're at the end of our video. And I do hope that you found exactly what you needed here today. Please do take what resonates with you, but leave the rest, and don't make life-altering decisions or changes based on any pick-a card, not even this one. Do comment, do hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. If you didn't like this video, hit the thumbs down. But then also, if you didn't like the video, I'd like you to comment and tell me about it. Actually, any of you can comment anything, and it makes my day. Thanks, Mom. My mom commented recently. So there's one more thing I want to say. It's really easy to subscribe. I think my subscribe button is right here in the middle. You can just hit that button. It's my face right now. You can just click, and then you're subscribed. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.